Hello everyone, we will be working on IGCSE ICT paper. This is going to be paper 2-1 for May-June 2023, and we're going to start to work on document production. So let's start with the first task. The beginning part, it tells you that you're going to have the following source file. So the first thing we always do, just go to that intended file or the source file and right click on more options and make sure you're extracting them in this right exact location. So you got it over here. What we can do much better than this is right click and choose to extract it to, let's say, to this folder. So that's going to be much better. All the folders or all the files will come over here. Okay, after that you will find your files over here, and let's start with the first task. It says open this evidence files, which is in RTF, and make sure that your name, center number and candidate number, those three, will appear on every single page of this document. They did not mention it is in the header or footer or anywhere. So save it after all as evidence and followed by your candidate name. Just looks like this one. So let's go and find the evidence file. This is our evidence file. We need to make sure first of all to add the name, and so let's just add it in the header over here, up here in the top. I'm just going to go to the header location and add those three blank columns. I will add the first name, and then I will add followed with let me get back, so center number and then candidate number. Usually our center number, your school should tell you, and then they also should tell you what is your candidate number. Okay, after that make sure you're saving it, and if possible make sure that you're saving it with the extension of document Word. So let's say this is my location, I'm going to save it over here. Make sure you're saving it with the Word document, it is much safer. And change it to the evidence name followed by your candidate number. That's all. Okay, let's go and carry on with the next question. So you will need this evidence to put your screenshots whenever it is required. Right now, let's start with task number 2. You're going to edit a document. You're going to edit a document for the Tawara Cycling Festival. The company uses a corporate house style for all their documents. Paragraph style must be created and applied as instructed. Using a suitable software, open this festival RTF. All right, let's go and open this festival RTF file. Okay, there is one more important thing also. You can see my extensions are not showing here. So before any screenshot or anything happening, you better go and show your extensions. So make sure your file name extensions are showing, as you can see. One thing also, if they look like this way, you better make it to look or display in the list format. This is much better to show those information. So this is the festival RTF file. What the question says is, the page setup is set to A4 and it's supposed to be portrait and with 2 decimal margins. Do not change any of those settings. Just let me make sure of those settings so we can go to the layout. You can see that it is A4 and margins, you can see there are 2 from each side. Yes, there are 2 centimeter margin, and the last thing is supposed to be portrait, as you can see this portrait. Do not change any of those settings. And 3 paragraph styles have already been created. Do not make changes to them unless if you're instructed. The paragraph styles supposed to be available here. Okay, those 3. Save the document in your work area with this name. So you make sure that the saved here it is must to save it in the Word document file. Okay, so let's go and save it and make sure again it is saved in your working area, and make sure it is a document file. Okay, saved both of them. Just you can see here I have both document file. I always prefer to right click, group by, and according to the type, so I can see the types I am having here. I have here 2 document types, the rest RTF and some CSV. Place in your evidence document a screenshot to show that this file has been saved. Make sure that there is evidence file type. So we need to show that this file have been saved, this file, and we need to make sure it is what type of file exactly this means, it is a Word document or not. So I need to show this one. So make sure that the extension is showing, or at least this type is showing. So I'm going just to put it both. So take your screenshot. And then we need to place it in the evidence number 1. That's our first step. I think I have extra points down here. I'm going to crop it. Okay, that's perfect. Let's go to the next one. Place in the header of the festival document of your document your name, center number, and candidate number. And it's supposed to be right aligned. Okay. So double click here and go to the right side and make sure you're adding the blank 3 columns and just add them all here. So name, the center number, and your candidate number. The rest we don't need them, so just delete them. That's it. The next part of the question, place in the footer automated page number, and it's supposed to be left aligned. So just double click on the footer over here and then go to the footer section. Make sure if you're in the footer, select the footer section, the blank 3 columns, and all you need here is the page number. If you select it on this one, it's not going to work properly. See what will happen. It's going to appear just on the top or bottom or in another location, or I can just select it this way, or there is another way by double click on this left side and then go to the quick parts and go to the field and select the page number. That's going also to work. The other parts, just delete them. Okay, for the next part, make sure that all the alignment matches with the page margins. No other text or placeholders in the place of the header or footer, and all the header and footers are displayed on all the pages. So I think everything looks perfect. Okay, question number 3. Create and store the following style basing on the default normal paragraph style. Okay, so first you have to create the CF title, the serif 32. All right, let's do this one. I'm going to put them next to each other over here. Let's click on create. You can click on modify. And then let's add the first one, which is CF. Make sure the capital letter, small letter, title. For the rest of the points also, we need to make sure that this is based on paragraph. Always remember that this should be, unless if you're instructed something else, this always needs to be based on paragraph, and the style always need to not based on anything else. It needs to be either no style or normal is the best option. For the rest, you need to make sure that this is the same, supposed to be based on your name. For the next points right now, serif means decorated, so you can choose Arial. Arial is sans serif, so we can just choose Times New Roman. Let me check over here. Okay, Times New Roman. Font size 32. And alignment supposed to be center, bold, italic, single, line spacing. So for the line spacing, we better go to format, paragraph, and over here we can see the line spacing is single, and then spaces before, here's the spacing you can see. So before is supposed to be, that's supposed to be 0, and after it's supposed to be 9. So you should just better type it PT, make sure. Okay, that's all. Just save it and you're going to find that your paragraph or style have been added over here. Let's move to the next question. Okay, take a screenshot to show that you have defined settings for the CSV title. Make sure that the evidence have been based on the default and normal as I mentioned before, and place this in your evidence document. So let's go ahead and take it. It's over here. Just right click on modify and you can take it like this. Okay, I'm just going to take this main one. Go to your evidence file. I have to close it. Go to your evidence file and add it. Always make sure that the title is following directly with the screenshot, and make sure you at least put one space line here over here, and then you're following with the title and the screenshot and so on. Try to make it organized and properly done, so when you print it, it looks perfect and clean. Number 4, apply CF title style to the title of Text Tawara Cycling Festival. Okay, if you find this type of changes or something happening, don't worry about it. Later we're going to handle all of those things. So we need first to select the first title and need to apply CF title to it. The next one, where's the question paper? Question number 5, change the page layout so that the subheading of the trails and the following of the text and include editing their equipment is safe and displayed in 2 columns. So change the page layout so that the subheading of the trails. So let's try to search for is the trail. Okay, the trails is here. It's just in front of my eyes. So starting from here starting from the trails till the following text to up to including the paragraph till the ending of their equipment is safe. So let me look, where is this? Till here. So from that beginning part, I have to highlight it till that ending. Make sure the ending is exact till here. Okay. What we need to do is display it in 2 columns of equal width of 1.5 centimeters, spaces between the columns. So equal width, and the spaces between them are supposed to be 1.5. So that's it, just highlight it and then go to the layout, go to the columns and click on 2. After you click on 2, you need to make sure the spaces is here in between these 2 columns is 1.5. Just go to more columns and make sure the spacing here is just 1.5 centimeter. That's it. And okay, that's all. Just click on OK. And in case yours is not in centimeter, you just can go to File, Account, and to Options. And from here, Advanced, click on Advanced and go down till you scroll to the display part and make sure that the measurements are showing in centimeter. It's better to keep it in centimeter because all the Cambridge papers are British and British are using the centimeters. So better just to keep it with a centimeter, not inches. Even if you're using inches, it can convert it back to centimeter if you're putting the cm at the end. So the next question number 6, import the image and place it in the paragraph beginning with all trails. So let me find where's this paragraph. Okay, so we need to put the picture in the beginning of this paragraph. Let me just make sure of the point and place it in the paragraph in the beginning of this paragraph. Okay, so let's go to the beginning of the paragraph over here and let's go to insert and insert that picture. Okay, nothing is instructed yet. What's the size of the picture or anything? So, okay, the next question is reflect the image so that the bike points to the left. Okay, so right now it's pointing to the right. We just need to make it point to the left. I'm not going to do it in this way. It's just not going to work properly. So I'm just going to go to the picture format and just flip it over here. You can see here, flip it horizontally and it is going to face to the opposite side. Format the image. Okay, right now format the image so it is resized to the width of 4 centimeter and by maintaining the aspect ratio. So click on the image and go to the width over here and make sure it is 4 centimeter. Another thing, it is aligned to the left column margin, so it needs to be on the left side of the column and touching with the top of the paragraph, starting all the trails and finish. So okay, we need to make sure to the left and at the top of the paragraph. So, and the text should, okay, that's the main point, the text should wrap around the image. So it's just simply just click over here and make sure you're choosing square. Square is the best option that you can see right now. It is on the top of the paragraph and to the left of it. Okay, that's for this question. Let's move to the next question, number 9. Apply bullets to the text from bike handling for children to the yoga for cyclists. Let me look, where are those points? Okay, so bike, and where's the yoga point? All right, this. All of these points need to be applied to the bullets. Any bullets? All right, here are the instructions. Bullets supposed to be 1.5 centimeter from the left margin. So first of all, okay, and the list is in single line spacing, okay, with no spaces before and after each line. And there is a 6-point space after the last item. All right, so let's apply those points. So let me first apply the bullets. Start it from here till here. Just apply any bullets. They didn't mention is it square or a circle or any specific type, so you just can choose any type. The next point, they make sure that it is 1.5 from the left margin. So just highlight on all of them and then right click on paragraph and make sure the indentation here is 1.5 centimeter. Okay, the next point is supposed to be it is single line spacing with no space before or after each line. So that's an important point, that it is single and no spacing before or after, so that must be 0. Third point, it says there is a 6-point space after only the last item in the list. So that's for all of them. And then for the last one, you can do it in different ways. Either you can just put spacing over here and make it to 6 points, or a better way, I prefer it, is, was there a dot, I think? Yeah, there was a full stop here. Okay, or another way that I can do it is just highlight on the last one, right click on the paragraph, and just add 6 points at the end. That's better. Okay, for the next point, let's go to question number 10. Locate the table in the document. Delete the entire column and contents with the heading. So locate the table in the document. So is there a table even in the document? Oh, okay, over here. Here's the table. If you cannot see it perfectly, I suggest you don't forget to remove it. I suggest you to add the borders for currently while you're working on it. Later, if it is not suggested, just remove the borders. So let's just follow the question. Delete the entire column and content with the heading of lunch. So I need to delete the entire column and content of that heading of the lunch column. Okay, let me check it. That's the lunch, so we need to delete this whole heading. Make sure when you're deleting to not delete other parts. So right click after you select it and go and delete the column. Perfect. And then format the left column of the table so that it looks like the left column of this table. So perfect. I think I added the borders. That was essential to look like this. And then on the left side, we need to make it looks like this. That's pretty easy. Highlight it. And then go to the table design or layout and make sure they are merged. After that, you just need to rotate it a bit, so that's going to be over here, text direction. Looks like this. Good. We just need to make sure it is in the center. Make sure that it is with the black shading, and I think the font is already automatically selected as white. Just let me make sure it is white. What other points? Okay, let me expand it because you can see it is with all with a single line. So what I'm going to do, right click and make sure the auto fitting the column width or the width. Okay, that's perfect. That's looking better. Exactly matching like this one. Okay, the next question. 12. Apply the CF table style to the columns 2, 3, 4 of the table. Okay, so column 2, 3, and 4, the remaining columns, we need to apply style CSV table, which is this one. Okay, looking nice. Make sure all the text of each of the row on one line. As you can see, they're all on one line. 1 point black internal and external grid lines are displayed when printed. Okay, so let's go and make sure of our tables. So I think we need to go to the table properties. Oh yes, and then in border and shading. And here we need to make sure we're applying this style, but it needs to be 1 point black internal. I think this is half. Okay, we need to make it 1 point. Okay, select it and make sure that they're internal, external, and internal. So perfect. Oh, that's it. Okay, good. Next point is the table borders and all the data fit within the column width. I think it's fitting together with that column. That's okay. The next point, and let me just. Okay, I thought that there is a line over here or something. Anyway, there is. Just let's carry on. The table border fit in, and there is a 6 point space after the table. Okay, to make sure of that point, so I have a couple of ways I can do it. Just let's move this down there, and then make sure that it is 6 points. But one thing, when you do this way, go right click here and choose paragraph and remove any excessive spacings. That's 6 points. Okay, for the next part is 13. Locate the new table and format it to the subscript so that it looks okay. So locate the text which is in our table and format it so it will look subscript so that it looks like this one. Okay, so 150 and this need to be subscript. Let me just try one thing. Okay, I'm just trying some of the shortcuts. There are a couple of ways we can do it. Superscript, we just can type superscript over here and then click on it, and it's going just to make it into a superscript. That's the easiest way. Question number 14, we're almost done. Just make sure any errors, and let's check any spelling errors or grammar errors. And that's the first thing. Let's go to review and click over here. Checking your to reset the document. No, I think there is no, just me. Wait a bit, I think I changed this before, so that's not working. Okay, I thought they will ask us to apply some style, so they didn't. So I think I changed this before. I'm going to make it formatted back again as it was before. I opened the main RTF file, and as you can see, it was just normally like this selected, so I'm just going to make it back again to the body. Or what I can do, select it and click on body, or there is one way, I just click on format painter and highlight the points that I messed it up before. If you had any doubt that how it was before and you messed it up, just go and open your RTF file and look at the format. Don't get that format back again. I mean, don't do anything with that file, just look how it was and then apply it at your main file. So that seems was just a separate paragraph. I was highlighting on it while I'm creating a new style, and seems it got changed at that time. We have to be careful whenever we're doing this. So okay, looks perfect right now. Let me look for the other points. Make sure that the list and the table are not split over 2 columns. So I think I have over here, it's looking fine. There are no widows or orphan. Let me have a look at the widows or orphans. Everything looks perfect. No blank pages. no, I have only 2 pages and the original styles are maintained. I already made sure of that point just right now. All styles are applied consistently and spacing is consistent between all the items. Save the document using the same file that we did it in the previous one, and then last thing we will print it out. So after you're done, just make sure of all those points, save it, Control S, and then finally all you need to do is just go to print and print out your document. There is no specific settings or anything, just directly click on it and print it out. That's all for this. See you in the next video.